Today we've got the weather impacting a lot of cruises in the Bahamas. We're going to talk about, it sounds like there is not an adult-only pool on the Majestic Princess anymore. I've got some onboard updates and you know what, some more cutbacks we are hearing from another cruise line, which I'm kind of starting to think that the theme of cutbacks might be the theme for 2023 in cruising. But let's go ahead and get started and talk about it. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Saturday, it's January 14th of 2023, and I want to tell you really quickly, I remembered the trivia. So yesterday I asked what year a princess first sailed to Alaska. Turns out that was in 1969 on the Princess Italia. And so the next question that I have for you for tomorrow is, the Pacific Princess was not the first princess cruise ship, but is likely the most famous. Do you know what year she joined the fleet? So what year did the Pacific Princess join the Princess fleet? Okay, now the big news, the really news story today, as far as what's happening right now, is in the Bahamas. They are having a cold front come in, and we heard of it yesterday affecting some cruises, but today, Saturday, lots of cruises are being affected by it. So one of the most notable was over at least what I thought of a couple. So first of all, over at Royal Caribbean's Perfect Day at Coco Cay, their own private island, it said that waves are hitting that at like 40 knots an hour, so it is not safe for anybody to even be on that dock. So Royal Caribbean has had to cancel their calls there to their private island, and yesterday on Friday, Norwegian had to cancel the calls at their Great Stirrup Cay there. Now that one you have to tender for. So if that's really rough, I can see it being a problem on a lot of levels, not only with the waves hitting that area and everything, but trying to move the tenders in high waves like that, I think would just not be manageable. Another thing that has been really hard hit there is Nassau, Bahamas. So in Nassau, they were supposed to have several cruise ships call there today, but it sounds like Freedom of the Seas is the only one that has actually been able to dock. They say that the Disney Wish attempted to dock, and then she had to abort because of the high winds, and then lots of the other cruise ships that were set to call there were not able to call. Also, the Scarlet Lady was supposed to call in Bimini, and that has also had to be canceled. So it sounds like there are a lot of sea days going on there in the Bahamas right now. So I'm really sorry for all of you that are on any of those cruises that you haven't been able to go to the ports that you expected. I think that, you know, constantly we are hearing so very often of the weather impacting cruises. I know we've probably all been following Tony and Dawn as they have been down, you know, trying to sail their big trip to Australia and New Zealand, and how many ports they have missed due to the weather. And so it is just really an ongoing risk when you cruise what the weather is going to do. But I think more often than not, when you look at how many cruises are sailed and all of the places they go in the world, I think more often than not everything goes smoothly with the weather, but when it doesn't, it is really too bad, because you go somewhere expecting to get to go see things. Now, and by the way, that weather system is supposed to be moved through by Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. So hopefully tomorrow some cruise ships will be able to get back to calling where they thought that they, you know, calling at the ports they expect. Now, here's a discussion thing for us today, and then we will get to some cuts that, and really big cuts actually. I'm wondering if it's a game changer to sail on a certain cruise line, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So if you are not familiar with Princess, we have talked about the Sanctuary before. That is where you pay a nominal fee. I think it's nominal for the service that you get, like $20 a day, half a day, sorry, for a lounger. They bring you food, it's quiet, it's a lovely place to relax. The Sanctuary is wonderful, and I have a whole separate video about that, which I will have Gordon link if you're not familiar with the Sanctuary. But in addition to the Sanctuary, Princess has what they call the retreat pool. It's a nice little area with a pool that is adults only, and it's really nice. And I find that it's really nice, especially when you are on a cruise that has lots of children, because there are other pools, but it is really nice to have an adults only pool, so it's a little bit quieter, and there's plenty, more space there for the adults to enjoy the pool. And I love children, by the way, love children. I have my own children, I have grandchildren. Sometimes you want a pool that's an adults only pool. I think everyone does. And it doesn't matter if you're like older or if you're younger. If you're younger and you're cruising and you want to relax and have it a little bit more quiet and just that experience, you want an adults only pool as well. Well, on the Majestic Princess, she has never had a sanctuary, and her adults only pool has been located in what they call the Hollywood Conservatory. So the Hollywood Conservatory, I have mentioned that Gordon and I sailed on the Majestic twice at the beginning of the cruising restart. Once to Alaska and then once to the Mexican Riviera. And so it's a beautiful area there, the Hollywood Conservatory. It's very front on the ship, very forward, and there are windows going all the way around with lots of little cabanas, seating areas all the way around. So it makes it a beautiful place to relax, just take in the beautiful ocean views. And if you're in Alaska, it's also really nice because it's warmer in there than it is being on the open decks, but with the big beautiful windows you still have excellent views. And I think that is really nice, especially, it's nice for anyone, but I think it's especially nice going to Alaska for people that can't stand for a long time or have any mobility issues or anything. It's just really nice to have a place to view. But in there is a swimming pool, and even on the Princess's website it still says that it is an adults only pool. And when we sailed, it was an adults only pool. One thing I'll tell you about that pool though is I don't think they heat it, because it was really cold both when we were going to Alaska and when we were going to the Mexican Riviera. I don't think it's a heated pool, but it's a very nice area there. There's a bar. There's lots of seating, loungers there before you get a little further out to where the windows are and the little cabana areas to sit, but it's very nice. But we have, I've been hearing, and then another Let's Go family member said that when they were on the Majestic in October and November on a longer cruise, the staff informed them that the Hollywood area pool is no longer an adults only pool area during the daytime. So if you are not familiar with the Majestic Princess, she has a really big pool there in the open deck pool area, and it's pretty. It has like a deeper pool and then some little side things going around, and then a pool at the other end as well that's like round, and it has a little waiting area and then a deeper area in the middle. But it has that very nice pool area. So historically, if you wanted to be somewhere that was a little quieter on your sea day, or at any point during the day, you could go enjoy the Hollywood Conservatory, and it would be just a little bit quieter in there because it was adults only. But I am wanting to hear from those of you who are sailing on her more and more. Is that seeming to be the theme going forward? Because I think that's a big deal. I think it is really important that you have an adult only pool for all the things I outlined. So to me, it's not an age, like just older adults would like to have an adults only pool, but younger adults I think would like to have an adults only pool sometimes as well. So let us know what you're hearing and what you're experiencing as you're on the Majestic Princess, would you please? Like I said, all the other ships have the retreat pool, but she doesn't. She was built actually, they were expecting for her to be in the Chinese market there, and then that didn't work out the way that they anticipated, and so that's also why she doesn't have the pizza place. She has the noodle bar kind of thing, and that is absolutely delicious though. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. See what you think. See if do you think it's a big deal to have an adults only pool, or just tell us everything you think about that. Now we have, I wanted to share with you a quick update from someone that was just barely on the Enchanted Princess. They were on for a couple of weeks, and they said that they had an absolutely wonderful time. They said that that even though Princesses may be having some problems, they still very much enjoyed their cruise, and Princess is still their cruise line of choice. She did point out that some nights they had a reservation to eat in the main dining room, and some nights they did not, but fortunately they did not have to wait in line any night, so that's really nice. She did say though that the service in the main dining room was a little bit slow. It took kind of a really long time to get your food, but I don't know if that's because they're training new waiters or they don't have enough staff. I'm hoping that they're starting to get enough staff and they're just trying to get everybody ramped up. That's my hope. And then I love that she ended what she sent me with. Overall, me and my family will definitely be staying with Princess. And so I really like that give and take. You know, here I try to let you know what's going on, the good and the bad. But I think that we're hearing, I really think overall more good, but I also believe that you can find good wherever you're looking for it. Things can still go wrong. You can have a slow server and you can still enjoy your dinner, okay? Things like that. And I think that that is really the key to being happy, that things can go wrong and not be as perfect as maybe you would hope, but to still be able to find the pleasure in it and enjoy it, and enjoy getting to be on a cruise ship. Now another update for you, and this is just kind of handy for those of you who like to get the Premier package. Now part of the Premier package, remember, is that you get to play those games like on the little thing by your door, and you can win with that. All right, sometimes you win money. And so they were just on the Crown Princess, and they said that at the end of their cruise they were hoping that they would receive a check for the balance of their unspent prize money, because they had been on the Discovery Princess in August, done the Premier package, had unspent prize money, and had received a check in the mail for it from Princess. And so she just wanted to let me know that luckily they did. They got a check in the mail from the Crown Princess. It took a while to get it, but they got their unspent prize money sent to them in the form of a check. So let us know if you're experiencing that same thing as well. But I really appreciate you all letting us know this. I know that if you have unspent onboard credit, that it depends on the circumstance, but if you just get onboard credit given to you as part of your booking, as a perk for booking whatever, you usually don't get to have that back. You need to spend that while you're on the ship, and if you don't spend it, you have lost it. And so a little trick that I keep hearing more and more and more, and it works on like all the cruise lines that I have heard of, that if you have onboard credit and you haven't spent it yet and you don't know what you want to spend it on, you can go to the casino and put it there and then play however much you want to spend of it, but you don't have to spend a lot. I'm hearing like $3 is what I've heard. One person did, and then you go and you cash out, and then you've got that money in cash so that you can have it to take home with you. So, and I don't think that's dishonest, because that is a perk that was given to you for booking the cruise. It's on your account. And so I think that's an okay thing to do. So let us know if that's worked for you as well. But I think that's a really good tip. If you've got plenty of money and you want to get to keep it, maybe use it to pay for the next cruise. Now let's talk about what's going on with some more cutbacks. Now it's on Norwegian, and recently in Norwegian we have heard a while ago they cut back like 9 or 10% on their shore staff, and so that was a cutback. They are charging for the continental breakfast now, $4.95, so that was a new charge. Then remember when they talked about how they're just going to do the turn down service once a day, and they're going to be cutting back and taking away that assistant room steward, that they're just going to only have the room steward, no more assistants, so cutting back on some staff and some service there. And then they also increased their gratuities by a chunk. Like their lowest gratuity now is $20 a day per person, that's the lowest one. And so to me that's a big change. Now they are announcing they're cutting back on entertainment. Now I know a lot of you, and me included, Gordon and I really enjoy seeing the entertainment on a cruise ship. They're cutting back on the entertainment. So I am wondering if that's going to be a deal breaker. Now when I was reading about it, they mentioned one of the shows that they talked about was when we were just on the Norwegian Encore in November, and one of the shows that was playing was Kinky Boots, and we didn't see it, but that one is being ended early. And so the people, I think like did it say January 15th maybe that show is going to end there? Yep, January 15th. So if the people's contract was up, they were going back and not being renewed, and if people were there, they were getting sent home early. If you had a contract to come soon, you're not coming after all. So that's a big difference. And what did Norwegian say about this? So here's what Norwegian said about it in their announcement. They said, after bringing our entire fleet back into service, we have reached the time where we are transitioning from operating in a relaunch mode to a steadier state of operations. As part of this transition, Norwegian Cruise Line is adjusting its shipboard entertainment operations. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see really how this impacts the whole entertainment experience on Norwegian cruises. I know that these production shows that they bring in are very expensive for them. When we were just on the Norwegian Encore, was it the Choir of Man? They had a show of that. It was spectacular. Spectacular. That show is simultaneously running on London's West End. So that was an expensive show for them to have. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they start doing. If they just start doing more shows with their own production team that they've already got in place, or if they also call more on some of the bands that they have got on board. I know that when Gordon and I were just on, there was a band that would be playing by the pool. Sometimes they were playing in that central area there on the ship. Their name was called Ada. It made me think of ABBA, but instead of B's, it was D's. And you know what? They were really good. I'm going to give it to them. They were really, really good. So I don't know if Norwegian's going to start using more of those kind of people that they have already got on board to do more of the entertainment. We'll just have to see. So all of you, tell me what you start seeing on Norwegian as far as the entertainment goes. It'll be interesting to see. Gordon and I get to be on the Norwegian Breakaway out of New Orleans on January 29th as our sail date. So I'll be able to tell you about that and about the Starlink and anything else you want us to look for there, and what we see we'll tell you. But this is going to be a really big deal. A lot of people cruise for the entertainment. And so let me know if you think that this is going to make you think twice about booking another cruise on Norwegian, or about trying Norwegian if you haven't tried them yet. So like I said, I do think that cutbacks to some degree is going to be something that we are going to see more and more in 2023, because clearly, as Norwegian has pointed out, the cruise lines are now reaching the point that they're not trying to just only come back, but they've got to figure out how they're going to navigate the way forward and be profitable enough to continue to carry on, and to not they can't keep borrowing money hand over fist, and they've got to get to where they can sustain themselves. So it'll be interesting to see what else happens. I am very interested, and do note that on Princess they are not charging for room service. They have not started doing that yet. There is a charge if you order pizza for room service, and that has been there as long as I can remember, way before COVID. So that's not a new thing. They do charge for a few things. If you choose to order room service, a couple of things have a charge, but that's been that way for quite a while. And the things that I have bought that have a charge, I think have been worth the charge. So I thought I would just bring you up to date on that, let me know what you all are thinking. And I would also like to really hear from those of you that have had to pay any of these extra charges. Like if you have gotten your continental breakfast on Norwegian and paid $4.95 for it, was it worth it? Let us know what you think. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Would love to have you here with us. And if you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. And I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.